MTS, the shark is late again. Okay, so obviously I'm late to this review. But I don't care. I finally finished this show. Frick, this show was a lot longer than I thought it would be. I thought I'd finish it the weekend it came out. But it's been up for 2 weeks. And I finally finished it like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I did. So, let's talk about the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. I've never really touched on the Dark Crystal. But hey, you know, we'll review this movie. Why not? Not a movie, it's actually a show. That's weird.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money,
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. A show for a movie that's not that good, but for some reason everybody just can't wait for the show. I couldn't wait for it either. So Age of Resistance is the prequel show to the Dark Crystal. My opinion on the Dark Crystal, I like it. I don't think I think my main issues from the original Dark Crystal, it's just way too short. Like, an hour and a half was not enough time to condense that much plot and that many ideas. Personally enough, we needed a show. We got a show. And I've been really excited for this show for a while, because it was ever since I actually finally watched the film. I had seen the Odd Ones review, I'd seen a lot of stuff about it, I listened to the Stardust cast on it. I knew a lot about the film, I knew the entire plot and everything. But I was still going to give the movie a watch, just so I'd actually seen it before watching the show. And I watched the movie, and I really enjoyed it. It's not great, it is very flawed, but it's very charming at the same time. But it wasn't the best universe setup, and you can tell when you watch this film that it's not the best universe setup, because it's so much lamer than this. I keep calling this a film. It's not. It's a show. Or it's a season. And so I was really excited for the season. And first thing I will say is, dear God, the puppetry. From the very first episode, you could solely watch the show, even if the plot sucked. One of the best parts about the original is the puppetry. This film, oh my God. I keep calling it a film. If I call it a film, I'm sorry. I'm just going to start ignoring that. The puppetry in this show is jaw-dropping amazing. Every shot. Not a shot looked fake. That didn't make any sense. There is CGI occasionally. I'm not going to say this is all puppeteer. And yeah, there are like flying creatures. You can't really make that not CGI. But whenever they could use puppetry, they did. And it 100% of the time looked flawless. They were able to create entertaining action scenes while just having puppets do it. So yeah, I really thought the puppeteering in this show was jaw-dropping amazing. Visually, it's amazing. This show is freaking phenomenal visually. Way better than the first. The best puppeteering I've ever seen, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, it's pretty great visually. And that's where I'm going to stop for the non-spoiler section. You might get mad at me for those of you who haven't watched the show, but personally enough, I don't want to give you any more information about the show than the trailers have. The trailer revealed barely anything. Just revealed new Dark Crystal show. Skeksis bad. Gelfling's good. And you can watch the trailer. It doesn't spoil anything. I'm just not going to give any character details or plot details. I want you guys to get the same experience I did when going into the show. I didn't know any plot. I saw the show, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, just go watch the show right now. Go sit down, binge the entire thing, then come back, because we're going into spoiler territory right now in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I can talk spoilers about this. Personally enough, this show had great characters. That's where I'm starting. The original movie had some pretty weak characters. Like, the original movie, okay, it's like, they're the most bland characters ever. What is Jen's personality trait? His personality trait is that he's a Gelfling. And he's the chosen one. And then you got, was it Kira? And I don't like her either. I don't like the main characters in that movie at all. Personally, I was thinking, oh crap, this movie's about the Gelflings and not the cool mystics and the cool Skeksis. Skeksis are awesome in this show, okay? They are great villains. They're not only just creepy, unsettling, well, the puppeteering's amazing. They are just really good villains as well. Like, they're just well done villains because they're just in control of all the Gelflings. And this is just a classic kind of uprising fantasy show. Which, personally enough, I digged every second of this show. I really liked this. This was surprised the heck out of me. Then again, I kind of didn't. because I knew this is what the Dark Crystal should be. Very long, because this show has enough time to take those ideas from the Dark Crystal, flesh them out to make them actually make sense, because the Worlds of Thra, by the end of the show, makes total sense. Like, by the end of the Dark Crystal, I'm still like, wait, what? But at the end of this show, I'm like, I understand this world now. That's perfect. That's how you want to write a show in this sense. It was great. And writing-wise, the characters, like I said, the characters are weak in the original. They are very good in this show. Every character had distinct characteristics. They all were well written. They weren't just, oh, look, he's a hero. That's his personality trait. They all had like sacrifice, emotions. They were actual characters. And I really, really felt for every character. There were a lot of really cute characters, really funny characters. There are a lot of really cool species in this show as well. This just is a really good world. Yeah, this is a really good world. And I would say that at the end of the Dark Crystal, and I'd say that even more at the end of this, because these are just great. This is just a great world. Like, it just has so much roundedness to it. It has so many details about it. And now I'm going to start getting into plot details, more or less, of, like, the characters and such. So the plot of this show is basically, there are 7 types of Gelfling, which I liked that. And they all are separated out. They all kind of keep to themselves, but they're all controlled by the All-Madra, who is controlled by the Skeksis. Now, Skeksis suck. Okay, they're bad. They're bad guys, and we don't know where the Mystics are. Mystics were kind of lame in the first one. When they're in this show, they're just the wise people. They're barely in it, but I liked them when they were in it, I guess. I liked everything in the show. But this show, I'm just gonna... It's so hard for me to just praise the show. I really... Since now I'm spoiled, so I can go in depth. I'm gonna go through some of the Skeksis that I can remember. Chamberlain's back. Chamberlain's great. I really enjoy him in the first one. He is a very creepy villain. Like, he's the best Skeksis. I think everybody can agree on that. But he never's goofy. There's always this sense of just creepy to him. Like, this guy that I'm going to try and do the... I can't do the his little... You can tell that my voice won't go high enough to do his little thing. But I think that he's a great character. And there was a scene towards the end... This is a spoiler... where he takes the sword and he stabs the general, and he, like, says in a very creepy voice, "You took my place," and he twists the blade. Right at that scene, I thought, this is a great villain, and you can't kill him. They can't kill him in this show, because he dies in the Dark Crystal, so you can't kill him in here. Mark Hamill, there's a great casting. I was blown away. I did not know that the casting in this show was this good. Fact, I'm gonna look it up right now. Like, I'm literally just gonna go to the casting right now, because there's some great casting in it. Mark Hamill plays the scientist character, which personally I thought that was a great choice. I think that Mark Hamill has always been, I think, a better kind of animated character than he is a live-action character. This show is technically live-action, but it's animated at the same time. Like, these aren't real people, so it's him playing a puppet. And he did great. He wasn't that much in the show. He wasn't an important character, but hey, when he was in it, I did enjoy him. Now, sorry, I'm typing right now. Alright. I want to look at who played Chamberlain. I don't know who played him. This is kind of embarrassing, but... whatever. You know, that's the YouTuber gig. Rotten Tomatoes sucks. I'm just gonna go to Google and search Age of Resistance. I don't even trust Rotten Tomatoes anymore, because they gave Midsummer and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood the exact same score. Personally, that makes no sense to me. Yeah, that show got good reviews. Okay, so Taron Egerton. Yeah, Taron Egerton is Taron Egerton plays the main character Rion, and I don't know if I call this one of the best performances of the year. He was great, definitely, but it's definitely not his best performance of the year, because we all know what he was in this year that was better. I still haven't seen Rocketman. I really need to see it. I'll watch it as soon as I can. I just need to see it. I heard it's great, so I will watch it. Who else do we got? Yeah, Mark Hamill, I mentioned him. I love just reading this cast. Anna Taylor-Joy is also in it. She plays Brea. I liked that, because I think she was a good actor. If you've seen Split, you know a lot about her. She was great in that movie, and I guess she's great in this show. I'm just learning this cast now. I've never pronounced a lot of these names. Nathalie Emmanuel, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yep, I think I am. I'm looking at her face. I recognize her. Uh, she plays Deet. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see, who do we got? Helena. Yeah, Helena Bohem Carter. All right, Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg plays Skeksil. That's good casting. Just cast Simon Pegg anywhere and he'll be good. Andy Samberg plays the heretic. Andy Samberg is great, so I'm cool with that. Hot Rod wasn't great, but whatever. Natalie Dormer as Annika, spelled with an O. I kind of want to find who plays Chamberlain. Who plays Chamberlain? That's like I recognize like all of these actors. Like Aquafina's in it. That's funny. All right. Donna Kimball played Agra. Benedict Wong is in this. That's cool. There's so many good casts. This cast is so good. All right. I actually need to look up who played the Chamberlain because he did freaking amazing. Wait. Sorry. This is so embarrassing. Okay. All right. Ah! We can just not. Okay. Ah, this sucks. All right, I'm gonna come back to you when I find out who plays him. Oh shoot! Skeksil is Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg did play Chamberlain. Why did I find that out? That's so good. That's so good casting. He did great as Chamberlain. Chamberlain's one of my favorite villains of the year. You know what I'm actually thinking right now? Should I nominate? I'm not gonna do it. I kind of want to nominate some things from this show for the MTS Movie Awards this year. I don't think I will, because I just said MTS Movie Awards. Now it's like way more broad than that, and I don't watch enough shows to really start nominating them, because I would just nominate something from Stranger Things, something from Simon Pegg, and I would nominate somebody from Ninjago. I keep forgetting that season 10 is a 2019. It's not even good anymore, so it's not a good show. You can. I have a whole review on Ninjago if you want to check it out. Great casting. I think Simon Pegg is great casting there. This show it has a lot of great characters, a lot of enjoyable characters, a lot of characters I would like to see for a season 2, which better happen. You better make it happen, Netflix. You better do it. I hope people did actually watch this show because it better make money. Because I really enjoyed it. Let's see. I hate in a review when I'm just stuck there thinking of what to say next. I'm gonna come back. I keep forgetting what I should say. I'm gonna go through each character. So there is Brea, who is your typical. So I talked about Rian already. Rian is basically just your prince, typical, or not really prince. He's like a warrior. He's mostly the protagonist, but there are more of them. But towards the end, he's mainly the center focus. But, yeah, he's good. He was entertaining, he was cool, and I liked his character, surprisingly, for a fantasy show where that's the character. I shouldn't enjoy him, but I did. Then you have Brea, who is the princess, and she has 2 sisters. One of them, you know who she is. I hated her. She was so horrible. She turned bad, obviously, but, like, she sucked. It wasn't the writing's fault. Obviously, you're supposed to hate her, but every single time she was on screen, every single time she said something, I was just thinking to myself, you character right there, you're the most pretentious jerk ever. Why are you so dumb? Then there's her sister, who is a character. I don't really have anything to say about her, but I really like the relationship the 3 princesses had with each other, and the mother. I liked their relationship there. It carries out through the entire show. It even carries out after the mother dies. Spoiler. It does still carry out throughout the rest of the show. Personally, I enjoyed that little relationship there. I thought that was really effective, and I really believed it, and I really enjoyed it. Then there's also Deet, who I liked I liked how they're all from separate clans and from separate people. Deet is basically just from the underground, which was a cool idea that there's just a completely underground. And she was cool. She was like just like a nice, gentle person who at the end will be bad. We don't know. She's not good or if she's bad. But there was some tension between her and Rian, which, sure, whatever. Go for it. I didn't like Mira because she wasn't really a character. She was just kind of there. But hey, you could do something with Dee and Rian. I think that'd work fine. Probably not Bray on Rian. I don't like that. I like Dee and Rian. That sounds cool because they're so different characters. I think that'd work. There is Hoop, or whatever. He is the podling that can, for some reason, the only podling who can speak English. And he's adorable. He is funny. He's making jokes. He's great. I would call this review bad, but this is a spoiler review where I'm just kind of shooting around, doing whatever I want, so I can't really get all that mad at myself. I'm really worried what Ad Astra will look like next week, because I'm like, dang it, that review's going to be so long. But, whatever. We'll see what happens. Yeah, all the characters in the show. Agra. She was great. She's basically the Yoda of the show. She, can predict the future. And she's a good character, believe it or not. You actually want, obviously you don't want her to die. But I enjoyed her character a lot. What else is so freaking great about this show? Everything mostly. The show is so, how do I term it? It's doesn't waste any time, yet it's so long. This is one of the longest seasons I've ever watched. It's probably around the length of Stranger Things 3, maybe a bit shorter. But Stranger Things 3 is different. I would argue this show should be, I could see, okay, I'm kind of, I don't know, I think I should say should be TV, PG, but, I could see them making it TV-14. Because, God, this show, it gets kind of intense. Anybody who says, oh my God, the first one's so intense for kids, it's haunted a bunch of people's nightmares. This show is way worse, and it knows that because it knows that their target audience is not kids. It's people who are fans of the original. Mostly nerds and stuff. We're all fans of the original. It's kind of a cult classic, and it's aims for them. And yeah, it's dark, it's gritty, it's disturbing sometimes, and I liked that. I liked that this show really didn't ever hold back. Whenever it wanted to go in a darker, more tragic, more emotional direction, it never strayed away. There was a lot of... This show, one of the best things you can do with a show is make sure that at the end of the day, there is sacrifice. This show, or any movie or anything, achieve that on such a level that it's genuinely great. It's genuinely mind-blowing to me that this show was able to achieve that whole sacrifice thing, because I personally think that any dark thing like this, there should be sacrifice. This is a line from the Last Night trailer. I don't want to reference the Last Night because the movie's freaking awful, but I'll reference the line. The line is that it's obviously not written by the Last Night, but without sacrifice, there can be no victory. That is just technically true. You cannot make any arguments against that. But yeah, there has to be sacrifice in this show, and there is a lot of it. A lot of people die. A lot of people are killed, kind of brutally. And personally enough, I don't have a problem with that. I don't got no problem with that. That was nice to me. I like how there was sacrifice. You felt emotion. You were crying. I didn't cry watching this show. I never got too emotional. But there were a couple of times where I was like, oh, that sucks. But yeah, I think that character-wise and emotion-wise, this show knocked it out of the park. I think if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, you'll really like this. Because this is very similar to Lord of the Rings. Not nearly as good. I don't think I would say that just because this is a show. It's kind of different than Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings just has a special place in my heart beyond this show. That original trilogy is so perfect and so amazing. They're all some of my favorite films. But this show, it's the more nice version, because the movies are way darker and they're way more violent, but because they're PG-13. This, it's PG, so they can't go too far, but it goes to the extent it can. And it achieved genuine perfection in the sight of sacrifice and violence. There are some really cool concepts that they did in this show to add on to it. One character they added is the Hunter. Sucked he got to die at the end, but I really like the way they toyed with the Mystics and Skeksis are connected. Let's see how they tied with it in the show. Fight goes down, Chamberlain gets stabbed in the hands, and then it just shows a Mystic, blood comes out of his hands. He's like, oh, okay, there's blood. I need to light my Chromebook again. And in this one, there's like a knife that literally goes through someone's hand, and then you can see like the blood like kind of shoot out of the other guy's hand. And you see literally in the show, a mystic kills himself to save the day to kill the hunter. Hunter was cool. That was cool. He was actually really menacing. He was kind of scary. It was a nice kind of horror element to it, but not really. It was cool. I really enjoyed his character. Too bad he died, but technically he can't be alive by the film because he's not in the film. And also, did you think about this? You know the one Skeksis that comes in that he's good? He can't live to the movie because that makes no sense. That's whatever. I don't know how much long. I don't know what the time gap between the show and the movie is. I know that those original comic books, don't bridge the gap between them and the movie. I don't think that takes place between the show and the movie. I think it takes place before because we don't see Rayunip anywhere in here. But then that can mean it's just before or after. But I think that it came way before it. Let me look actually on where is it? I want to see if they actually do have that comic book series, if Rayunip and all that stuff is there. I haven't read it, by the way. I haven't. I will read it one day, but I haven't read it yet. And I think they are in the middle of making a new series right now, right in the middle of this show coming out. So that's cool. Okay, let's see. I don't know which one's which one. Dang it. All right. Let me see. What do we got here? It's funny because you guys can't see what I'm talking about, but I'm trying to find this. If you've watched the On One's Out video, you know what I'm talking about. There are some comic books. It's the Flame of the Dark. Oh, one thing I did like is the whole Jim Henson thing, because this is Jim Henson's universe. So thank you for giving him a shout out. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I think they could. I think they take place before. Honestly, I didn't hear anything of Skeksis in them, so that's probably why they take place before. Now, let's get back to this show. I don't have all that. I thought I'd have way more to say about this show. But personally, I just enjoyed every second out of this very, very strong season. Very strong start. We get great characters. Amazing puppetry. Amazing, gorgeous cinematography. And I feel like I'm going to look back in this review and yell at myself for forgetting one thing. But right now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know what else. I did go spoilers just because I'm calling them spoilers because it's a lot more explicit about the show. But I did talk some more in-depth spoilers, so hey, that's cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed the heck out of the show. It was well written, very exciting, very intense, very well made. Personally enough, I would say that this is probably in my favorite shows. I don't watch a lot of shows. My favorites, if you really want to know, The Office, obviously. I mean, a lot of people think it's overrated, but personally, I'm just one of those people that's like, it's freaking hilarious. Nathan For You. Nathan For You is great, by the way. I love that show. It's hilarious. What else do we got? Stranger Things, obviously. If you guys don't know, most people are huge Stranger Things fans. I know not everybody is, but for me right now, I love all 3 seasons of that show. And I have a review of season 3 that absolutely bombed, so let's make it not bomb. Let's make this video please not bomb. I really hope this video actually people watch it. Yeah, I think those 3 main ones would be my favorites. You could also say something like Adventure Time. I love that show. I'd say this show's in The Flash. Flash is a good one. I'd say this show, this Age of Resistance, frick yeah, it's up there. I was entertained the entire time. I was immediately engaged. Even if you don't find this entertaining, you will certainly enjoy the cinematography. Maybe watch an episode or 2. Watch episode 1 and see what you think. Puppeteering's amazing. It's entertaining, well written, very exciting, very well done. And personally enough, I enjoyed every second of this show. Guys, in the end, the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance is genuinely perfect. It had emotion, excitement, intensity. The cinematography was amazing. The puppeteering was amazing. This was just a genuine achievement of a film. This genuinely blew my mind. Personally, I don't think I'll find a show. I hope by God, please let there be a season 2. We need one. I'm into the Dark Crystal universe now. Like, the first movie, I watched it. I wouldn't call myself a fan of the universe, but frick, I'm a fan of this universe. I enjoyed every second of this show. It's great, well written, amazing. Go watch it. If you don't have Netflix, I'm sorry for you, but go knock yourself out. you will probably enjoy it as much as I did. Hopefully you do. If you're not that into fantasy, I know a lot of people I know aren't that into fantasy, but if you are into fantasy, check it out. You will certainly enjoy it. And I'm knocking it out because I'm going to give The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. That does seem a bit surprising for me just because I just watched it. But I don't have a ranking for most of my shows. I don't have an out of 10 rating for it. I couldn't say The Office is an out of 10 rating because I still haven't finished it. But for shows I finished, such as Ninjago, which I'd probably give maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10, probably 6. But let's say a show like, one show I have finished is Stranger Things, obviously. That one series as a whole, probably 9. But so for one season of this show, 10 out of 10. And so is Stranger Things when it first season came out. I give that first season a 10 out of 10. I'm not going to give shows full ratings. That's almost impossible. That's like giving the MCU a rating or something. But I can give individual seasons a rating. Then if you really want to know my individual ratings for Stranger Things, 10, 9, 9. This show, 10 this far. I don't know if this season 2 will be as good, but heck yeah, I enjoyed this show. I don't think I'm going to really think about it all that much. I wasn't sitting there like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? Like I did with Stranger Things. Mainly the first season for that show. But it's good enough for me, and it's enjoyable enough for me, and it's entertaining, and it's intense enough for me. So as a whole, anything this show tried to do, it succeeded to do. So personally enough, this show's good enough for it to get my 10 out of 10 rating, because my show rating is kind of wacky all over the place. But hey, I enjoyed the show. Go knock yourself out. You'll enjoy it. Actually, if you're at this point, you should have already seen it. I don't know why I keep telling people to watch it. Thank you guys for watching this very, very, very aggressively long video. I don't know how I'm going to export this, but I will try to finish this video because this is a very long video. But point being, see you guys next time. I don't know what my next review will be. I won't tell you what it is. I'm going to leave you guys with a blank slate. That's all I'm going to give you. I'm not going to give you guys any upcoming videos because I don't know when I'll release this and what will come after this because, oh my god, there are so many things I got to make. See you guys next time. Goodbye. I'm going to just cover up the camera because that's epic and dank. That's what the YouTubers do nowadays, right? That's what they do, right?